Hello and welcome to round 4 of the JCW Mini UK Tour. We're at the Donington National Circuit today, and this video is going to cover the feature race, which involves a mandatory pit stop. I did a quick check after the sprint race, and after 20 minutes we'd used, give or take, a little bit under 40 litres of fuel. So the fuel rate is a little bit higher than it has been previously, so I'm really glad I checked it. So we normally would add about 17 litres of fuel in. This time I'm going to add in 21 just to give us a little bit of extra. That should see us to the end comfortably, but had I gone for the usual, would have been conked out on the side of the track with about a lap and a half, 2 laps to go. So very, very glad I checked that. So we are backs against the wall here. Qualifying was very, very tight. The sprint race, we were lucky enough to get control of the race early on, and that allowed me to drive a little bit within myself to not get too many track limits infringements. Finished the race in the lead, which was really, really good. That's given us pole position for this race. So without further ado, let's get trackside and let's get stuck in. I'm quite happy just following Collins at the moment. His pace feels relatively comfortable, and I don't think, if I got past him, I don't think I could really pull away anyway. We haven't really got any trouble behind us, so yeah, I think for now we'll just hold station for now. Yeah, so it's very, you might feel comfortable on this track, and then you think, oh, I can push a bit harder, but pushing harder here doesn't necessarily yield better lap times. Okay, good case in point. You push a little bit harder and you tend to find you're already, careful Collins, yeah, you tend to find, or the track lets you know, that actually where you were comfortable is actually pretty much the limit. It's definitely a track that seems to reward slow is fast. and accuracy as well. I'm sort of learning that you need to drive the track and not force it. So far, so good. He's not getting away. Although we have got Ellis a lot closer now. Tap there from Ellis. Nothing major though. Seemed to actually cost him a bit of time. He's now battling with Woods. Coming down the Craners, that's not where you want to be battling. Focus on your car, Andrew. Wobble there from Collins. Not really interested in getting you yet, mate. So another couple of laps and we'll be in a usable pit window. even if you came in now, you wouldn't get to the end of the race on the fuel you've got. So when we get down to about 23 litres of fuel, that'll be when it's viable to pit. Well, for a single stop anyway. Now the rules are mandatory pit, yes, minimum tyres 0, but the AI always seems to fit tyres. I think we can actually get away with not fitting tyres in this race, but the AI I think would almost certainly be fitting tyres, so I will be doing the same, because it just seems, well, otherwise we'll gain about, what, 16 seconds I think, so don't want to be doing that. Yeah, it'd be much more interesting if we kept things, you know, similar or the same. But yeah, ultimately I think you'd be a lot quicker if you didn't change tyres in this race. There's not a huge drop off in performance either. We saw that in the sprint race. We were able to set fairly good times at the end of the race still. You certainly don't gain over a second a lap by changing tyres. Don't want to speak too soon, but I've actually really enjoyed this race. This is probably the first race at Donington I think I've actually enjoyed. Sort of a nice little tactical game going on. Certainly a change of attitude towards how I approach driving the track has helped a lot. It really has. do feel like I've got a slight edge on Collins in pace, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that if I was to get ahead, he would be right on my boot lid and up his pace a bit. I don't think I could get away. I think what I'm doing now is the most sensible thing for the overall race time. I think the time for track position is after the pit stops. Well, in and around the pit stops. But we're not quite there yet. I also don't want to make a move on Collins and then lose that second gap we've got to Woods. Turned in a bit early there. Ellis and Woods are at it again. Need to be a bit wary of lap traffic as well. I think we are gonna encounter some before we get into pit stops. Is it worth pitting to avoid it? Got the wrong braking board there. So Ellis is incoming. You know what? This might just be the lap. Yep. Right, let's see where we end up at the end of this. Oh, hello. Is that his moustache, I see? Fingers crossed. have we got 18 seconds on these guys now? Doesn't make any sense. I don't get that. How have we got all that time? Makes me really suspicious. Sorry, yeah, a little bit speechless there. Where have we suddenly gained 20 odd seconds? I don't understand. We did fuel. We changed fronts only. But, you know, I mean, it's half a tank of fuel we put in. Well, not quite, but near enough. Turned in a bit too early there. One more lap. I enjoyed that race. That was very, very good fun. Very nice. First ever enjoyable race I've had at Donington. I don't think, did I get any track limits in that race? I don't think I did I? That'll be a first as well. But I don't know where we gained all that time. Well, it's obviously in the pits, but I have to have a look at that. I'm going to have to go back to look at that in the replay. It's just really odd. It's a bit disappointing as well, because it was a really good race. And then clearly they've added on probably rear tyres as well as fronts. Which, let's face it, I mean, look at the rears. I mean, they do the next 10 days like that. There's no need to change the rears. And they may have added in a bit more fuel as well. But they were pitting the same sort of time as me, so it wasn't like they were using loads more fuel than me. Because I could only have done one, maybe two more laps, I think, but at the time we pitted. Oh, that's just really weird. Yeah, I need to have a look at that, because I think that's kind of robbed us of a good finish to the race, really. So we did a 1:12.1, which is, for me, one of my better laps. 11.9. So we were one of the fastest on the track as well, which is great. Yeah, interesting. Well, yeah, let's get into the replay and see if we can find out what happened in the pits and why they were 20 odd seconds slower. Yeah, right, we'll see in a minute. Right, let's have a little look at these pit stops, shall we? So, well, first off, we'll start with my pit stop. So, coming in now, trying to avoid the traffic. Alright, so, car is stationary, 18 minutes and 23. You can't see the time at the top, but you can see the one next to the eject button is 14:22. But so I've stopped at 18 minutes and 23 seconds. So now we're putting sinks into the ground, which is a bit annoying. Looks a bit weird, but it is what it is. Never mind. Out of my control. What time did the front tyres come off? Right, so front tyres are now being changed, and it's 18 minutes and 38 seconds. So that's 15 seconds worth of fuel. And the next thing will happen is I'll be released. So that will be the over, and then that'll give us the time to change our tyres. So you should see the car rise up and then, right, okay, so we're now leaving the pits at 18 minutes and 50 seconds. So that's 12 seconds to change the front tyres. Overall, 15 seconds of fuel, 12 seconds for front tyres, 27-second stop. So I've already done this, so I know where Colin's is. So Colin comes into the pits at 20 minutes and 46 seconds. So let's go and get it onto Collins. Alright. 20 minutes, so it's after this lap basically. Right. Right, let's get him on board trackside. Okay. So let's see how it compares. Right, so he's stationary at 20 minutes and 49 seconds. Right, front tyres are being changed at 21 minutes 10 seconds. Rear tyres are changed at 21 minutes 17. And then his release. It's a much longer stop, isn't it? And he's released at 21 minutes 35. So he had 20, I've got this written down, he had 21 seconds of fuel. It took 7 seconds to change his front tyres, whereas it took them 15 to change mine. 18 seconds to change his rear tyres. Which adds up to a total of 46 seconds, which is, so 46 minus 27 is 19 seconds, which accounts for our entire gap. Yeah, shame really that the AI decided to pit far more extensively than what was required. Yeah, kind of took the shine away from what would have been a brilliant race, because after Collins left the pits, Ellis was really close to him, and had the pits been done in such a way where, you know, we were all together, that would have been a right old tussle, because the gap didn't change much after that. So it would have been brilliant. It would have been a fantastic end to the race, but you live and learn. It is what it is, I suppose. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to just take that into account. Maybe we'll just take a longer pit stop next time to make the feature race a bit more interesting. Don't know, but anyway, it is what it is. So, if you liked what you've seen, and I hope you did, it was still a good race. Well, I thought it was anyway. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching. And until round 5, we'll see you later.